Everybody. Before I even go into my story, I just have to say, when Michael announced the theme, embarrassing moments, I'm like, I have so many. What do I choose from? But I want to go back to the first, so that I can recall. So 1995 was a really big year for me. I was 6 years old and I was finally starting first grade. And I was already a nerd by then, so that was a really, really big deal for me. And I remember being a huge Disney fan, and Rapunzel was my favorite character because she had this long braided mane and she threw it over the side of the tower, and the prince climbed up her hair and they lived happily ever after. And so I just always kept that story in the back of my mind. And then I found him. I found my prince, my first serious crush. And he was a second grader named Dion. And we would play together at recess every day, and we had a really good thing going on. But I could tell that there was something holding me back, and that was the fact that I was a tomboy. And so he wasn't looking at me like I was a girl, he was looking at me like one of the guys. And I was like, I gotta do something to get him to notice me. So I went home and I talked to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I want a really nice hairdo. I want a long braid, and I want it to go all the way down my back, and I want to go to school, and I just really want to show off my braid. And she was like, honey, well, you know, if we do that, we're going to need to use some weave. So if those of you, I'm going to bring you behind the veil of black culture for a second here. Hair has always been a really big deal in my family and for a lot of women of color. And so from short, curly, natural manes to sleek updos, we do it all. And if we don't got the hair, we buy the hair, we make the hair. We make it happen. So she did what moms do, and she braided a beautiful long weave braid. And I went to school the next day and I was feeling myself and I was strutting my stuff. And I was seated on the carpet in our first grade homeroom class with the entire group, and we had a substitute teacher. I just want to say here that nothing good ever happens when you have a substitute teacher. Amen. Amen, right? So I'm sitting there, and my friend Roberta starts playing with my braid. She starts unbraiding it a little bit and then braiding it back. And I'm really into the story, so I'm not paying attention too much to what she's doing. Next thing I know, I see her hand coming around the side of my face, and in the peripheral, I see this black hair, and then it drops on my lap. And there is my braid, unbraided, on my lap. So there's nothing going on up here. And I'm mortified, like I want to die in that moment. And my teacher stops telling the story to look at me. Everybody's eyeballs are on me, and I just want to climb under a rock and hide. She does her best, my substitute teacher, this 65-year-old Jewish lady, to re-braid that we braided back on the top of my hair. But at that point, it's not the same, and my confidence is just blown. And after that class, we have to line up and get ready for recess. Well, that's where I'm going to see Dion. And so I'm waiting in line, and he walks right past me and doesn't even see me. And I am the most invisible person ever to him. So suffice it to say, that relationship never went anywhere. But I learned a very important lesson that day, and it's you don't let nobody touch your hair.